Welcome back to another live feed on my YouTube channel. Where it has scheduled, behind schedule rather. It's supposed to be done at 1:30. I think it's rescheduled. The 2 o'clock one, the School D one. That's gonna be behind, but that's all good. I can't do everything all at once. Things gotta do outside of these live feeds. So we're gonna continue on with this live feeds, man. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you like the content, it's on you. We're gonna continue on with a review from 1986, the Raising Hell album from Run-DMC, third studio album that came out on May 15, 1986, 40 years ago on Profile Records. It was produced by Rick Rubin and Russell Simmons. And Raising Hell, this album was notable for being the first platinum and multi-platinum hip hop record. The album was first certified platinum on July 15, 1986. For it was certified as 3 times platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America, April 24, 1987. So it's considered to be one of the greatest and most important albums in hip hop history, hip hop music and culture. So the thing about this album, man, it definitely put Run-DMC through the stratosphere commercially. Started with, Aerosmith, Walk This Way. That's the difference right there. They stuck to their true colors of what they were about. But also, you gotta say also, this is the beginning of the end. Like, for us, they didn't do anything with Larry Smith. Larry Smith was a great producer in his own right, one of the greatest producers people probably don't know about, the younger generation probably don't know about. But Larry Smith was no longer part of the work of this album. It was Rick Rubin and Russell Simmons. Like he never did any more music after that, as far as producing Larry Smith. So this is a different direction. Rick Rubin now taking the reins of Russell Simmons producing this album, and obviously it worked out. So it led to the mainstream. It brought what they were doing to the mainstream with that song "Walk This Way." So this album. This was not a typical album that's going to be produced by Larry Smith, because he had his own production style of doing things. So this album, Raising Hell, peaked at number 3 at the Billboard 200. It was number 1 on the top R&B hip hop albums chart. At the time, it was known as the top black albums chart, making it the first hip hop albums to peak atop the ladder. The album featured 4 singles: "My Adidas," "Walk This Way" with Aerosmith, "You Be Illin'," "It's Tricky." "Walk This Way" was the group's most famous single, being a groundbreaking rap rock version of Aerosmith's 1975 song "Walk This Way." It's considered to be the first rap rock collaboration that also brought hip hop into the mainstream. It was the first song by a hip hop act to reach the top 5 of the Billboard Hot 100. Raising Hell has been ranked as one of the greatest albums of all time. It was nominated for a Grammy in 1987, making Run-DMC the first hip hop act to receive a nomination. And then it was nominated for Album of the Year in 87 and won the Best Rap Album in 87 Soul Train Music Awards. In 2007, it was culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant and inducted into the National Recording Registry by the Library of Congress. So this album definitely opened the doors, the floodgates for loud mainstream commercial sets for others to follow behind, in a sense, especially a group from the East Coast. Selling more than 3 million copies, Raising Hell is credited with heralding the golden age hip hop as well as hip hop's album era, helping the genre achieve and president level recognition among critics and mainstream audiences. So, returning home to Queens in late 1985 after their extensive touring, they soon put themselves on lockdown at Chun King Studios in Manhattan for 3 months. In place of producer Larry Smith came a cocky new maverick was brought in, Rick Rubin. Even though Rubin's Russell's names were on the production marquee, the two non-group members oversaw acts and music on Raising Hell more than created. Rick and Russell got production credit, but we, the group members, really did everything. We did that album in 3 months. It was so quick because every round was written on the road and had been practiced and polished. So we knew what we wanted to do. Rick was all music and instruments. Jay was music and DJ. Me and Ron was lyrics. And we definitely had a game plan. So Obviously, they Walk This Way. Drew Summer was not the group's first fusion of rock and hip hop. Obviously, Rock Box, King of Rock. But it was the first such fusion significantly impacting the charts, becoming the first rap song to crack the top 5 of the Billboard Hot 100. Then you had the first hip hop rap album of this caliber be the #1 on the Billboard Top R&B charts, #3 at the Billboard 200. This is a great album. I mean, this is a great album. What say it was voted 5th best album of 1986 at the time by the Village Voice. In the past, dropped poll of American critics nationwide. Definitely, this is a critically acclaimed album from this group. And these are the best of times for them before they went backwards after that. Because when you look at something that no other album was the same as this album. Underrated. They make some good stuff, but it wasn't as successful as their previous album at that time. No, something that wasn't as good as the first one. Had success, but no, it did not compete with the breakthrough of the last album, '86. So that's all it comes down to. It just wasn't the same. The music wasn't the same. It had some good stuff on this album. Yes. Like Run's House, Mary Mary, Beats to the Rhyme, stuff like that. But wasn't the same as the stuff that came before it, the previous work with the Raising Hell album. So this album definitely was critically acclaimed. Even Chuck D of Public Enemy said that Raising Hell to be the greatest hip hop album of all time. The reason he chose to sign with Def Jam Records, he paved the way from so many bands and open minds, according to Chuck D. And it was the first record that made me realize that this was an album-oriented genre. It's according to Chuck D. Chuck D said this. Okay. So that was it, man. That was the best of times for this group. Run-DMC, rest in peace to Jam Master Jay. Run-DMC, self-explanatory, greatest group, one of the greatest groups ever. Definitely broke new ground with what they were doing. So that's the best of times of this trio. Raising Hell. My Ideas, that was the first single off the album. Gets no better than that. And the thing about this song, it was a tribute to the Adidas footwear. That was the thing that was new creative. I know rappers, I don't think was talking about sneakers. So it led to the first endorsement deal with a musical act and athletic company after the band's co-manager Leo Cohen invited Adidas executive Angelo Anastasio to the band's concert on Madison Square Garden on July 19, 1986, where the band instructed the audience to hold up their Adidas apparel during the song. This was followed by the group making a video where they addressed Adidas with an a cappella verse before shouting, "Give us $1 million." This deal is credited with influencing future endorsement deals between brands and musicians, particularly in hip-hop culture. So this song was released on May 29, 1986. And don't forget Peter Piper. That was released as a single. That, if you're a hip-hop head, that song was a great, great record. Peter Piper. That was on the B-side. So it gets no better than that. Yeah, Peter Piper, that was no great song. One of the greatest songs ever recorded. So that was on the B-side of My Adidas. So My Adidas did reach #5 on the Hot Black Singles Chart, #10 on the Hot Dance Music Maxi Singles Charts. 1986 climbed to #33 Hot Rap Singles Chart. 14 years later, in 2000, Darryl McDaniels of DMC said that it was a song that was about our sneakers. It was bigger than just talking about how many pairs of sneakers we had. DMC told MTV News at the time, he said it came from the place where people who would look at the B-boys and B-girls and go, oh, those are the people that cause all the problems in here. And those young people are nothing but troublemakers. Those young people don't know nothing. So they was judging the book by its cover without seeing what was inside of it. Yep, so you hip hop, you know Peter Piper, man, that was a hit, a great song. They didn't release it as a single, but that was a great record. And again, that was on the B side. Obviously, Walk This Way, you know the impact of that. We Be Illin', it's the third single. Interesting term at the time, means to be uncool and unrelaxed by acting crazy, tripping, bugging, acting whack. So just behavior such as a man ordering a Big Mac and French fries at a Kentucky Fried Chicken restaurant, calling touchdown at a basketball game, repelling a woman at a party with a drunken behavior, bad breath, and being oblivious to the fact that he's eating dog food for dinner, stuff like that. Then It's Tricky. There's a fourth single that came out. Yeah, it was all good, man. The best time. This is the best work. Maybe the best last great album from this group, Run-DMC. Because again, Something to Leather was a good album, but it wasn't as good or clearly claimed as the last album in '86. Something to Leather, then they made Back from Hell, but it wasn't the same. The game had changed. It wasn't about Run-DMC no more. They fell off. So they just fell off after that. So one of the greatest groups of all time. They place hip hop speaks for itself. Run-DMC. So that's it. If we look at Raising Hell, the third album from Run-DMC, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Be back soon with Schoolie D album review. Until then, talk to you soon.